Good afternoon. As we hear from the governor that houses of worship can begin to gather together, there's some really good suggestions and recommendations out there for houses of worship to gather and be prepared. One, postpone your nursery and services till later on. Just give it some time to, as you start, just give it some time to build up. Two, remember that we want to worship and have a great time with that in our different faith groups, but we also want to make sure that we're prepared for that. Some recommendations that I've read and found that are really good recommendations. One, remind people if they feel sick, please don't come. Have people take temperatures of people as they enter the building. If it's over 100, remind them they can't come into worship. You'll pray for them, but you want to make sure that no one else gets sick. Place hand sanitizer at your entryways and have somebody there stationed in greeting saying, hey, you need to wash your hands as you come into church. If you're coming to church, please have a mask, or if you're house of worship, have a mask and share those masks. Ask people that if you're at low risk to come to one service and have a second service for people that are at higher risk. Remind people that if they're going to cough, either to cough into a Kleenex or a tissue. Ask people to wash their hands as they prepare to leave worship. When we're setting up for worship for the churches and houses of worship, some things to remember is one, self-distancing. Mark your setting so that people will stay the self-distancing away. You might have to make some adjustments for families, but if they're not family groups, just to ask them not to sit together. Remember, limit the entryways that you're coming in so that everyone has to meet the recommendations for the temperature check and the hand washing. Remind people there's no handshaking. Begin the wave, like hi, good morning, but don't do handshaking or hugs. Don't put out any bulletins, books of worship, whatever you may use, don't use those. Do it verbally or put it on an overhead projector. Remind people that if you're going to do prayer concerns or something, bring their own pen and paper so they can write them for themselves. In areas of church that are not being used, close it down. Don't use it, because the other part is that between worship services, you need to disinfect and clean the areas that are being used. You know, these are just guidelines. We want you to have a safe worship with American Red Cross, whatever your faith group is. We want you to be safe. We want you to keep your congregations safe. We want you to have a blessed time in gathering together. Thank you.